BetVictor sponsors Sky Sports coverage of World Matchplay darts.
Blackpool is buzzing tonight. Constant tension around the Winter Garden. Filling the power. Taylor's done it again.
Welcome to On the Wire from the BetVictor World Matchplay at the Blackpool Winter Gardens. I'm Dan Dawson. We're going to start with the headlines. First, Andy Hamilton, king of shaves. Walk on girl becomes fall off girl. And you eat what, John Park?
What is the weirdest speed you've had maple syrup with?
At breakfast, I've had it mixed with hot sauce.
What's that all about? Anyway, I'm Dan Dawson, and I am joined, of course, by Rod Harrington, a two-time match play winner here. Let's go through tonight's games, Rod. First off, the world number one, Michael van Gerwen, 13-4 against Ian White. He said to me it was effectively a training game for him.
Well, it was about a training game because he would have taken it very serious after the first round performance of Ian White. But it was a good performance, a solid performance. He knew as long as he got in front of White, he would go on and win. And yeah, a good, comfortable win there. Yeah,
not even hit top gear yet, Michael van Gerwen, the world champion. Dave Allen, our man, was speaking to him after the match.
You've got Dave Chisnall next. Do you think they'll have to come out on Thursday night?
Yeah, but I thought that they will come out tonight as well, and it wasn't needed. So you never know what's going to happen in darts. Dave Chisnall is a fantastic player, fantastic scoring power, great finisher. But you need to do it on the stage against me on the Thursday night, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. My game will be there, don't worry.
Simon Whitlock through, beating Barney 13-8. He told me he knew he had him beaten because Barney had changed his darts. I mean, pick the bones out of that one, Rod.
Well, it's absolutely crazy, and we've seen Barney over the last 10, 15 years keep doing this sort of thing. I mean, he's the Premier League champion. He's the World Cup champion with Michael van Gerwen. And then you want to go and change your darts. If you're looking for that ultimate perfection, it's never going to be there. That ain't going to happen. But to bring darts, if you're going to change your darts, you don't bring the old ones with you, so you've got that bit in the back of your head, oh, well, I'll change them. Whitlock just see the weakness in Barney. Even though he's 4-1 down, he said, I was still confident that I was going to beat him. And Barney's back to the drawing board after being a Premier League champion and a World Cup winner.
Yeah, 7 out of 8 legs in a spell there from Whitlock. He'll play James Wade next. James Wade, an absolute stroll past Richie Burnett. 13-2 in the end. The celebration midnight barbecue's evidently working for James Wade. Richie Burnett didn't really turn up though, did he, Rod?
He didn't, but at that first session, before the first break, Wade, he took out 104 and 102, both to break the throw. I mean, and that set it up at 4-1 at the break. And Wade is great at beating the player. He don't play the dartboard, he plays the player, and he's very good at closing games out. Exactly what Wade did. Good professional job.
Most confident I've seen James Wade in a long, long while. Says that if he plays his proper darts, Whitlock or Barney, it was before their game, neither of them would have anything that would trouble him. He is playing Whitlock, of course. The other game we saw tonight, Dave Chisnall, Andy Hamilton, probably game of the night really, 13-10 for Chizzy. Impressed with Chisnall there?
Yeah, the last two games. I mean, he's hitting a lot of 180s, an awful lot of 140s, and that is the game of a professional. Hamilton, that's the best I've seen him play for probably a couple of months, and he really did push Chizzy. But Chizzy's hitting doubles, and if Chisnall hits doubles, he's dangerous.
Yeah, thought he was going to finish it on a perfect 9 dart as well. Missed the 8th dart for the treble 19. Charlie McCann from BetVictor is with us. Charlie, what's that done to the outright odds?
Well, no surprise to see Michael van Gerwen cut 5-2 when we went through last night. 2-1 having been backed this afternoon. He was 2-1, 7-4, now 13-8 following the meltdown of Van Barneveld. Taylor 3-1 still, Adrian Lewis 6s, James Wade 8 from 12s, Simon Whitlock 12s from 20-1, Dave Chisnall 16 from 25. And of course, Michael Smith, Wes King, Newton, Icholson, 66-1 barred. But it's all about Michael van Gerwen, 13-8, still only in second gear, looking for that first World Matchplay.
So we have more action to come on Wednesday night. The quarterfinals are set up. The remaining 4 quarterfinals. Paul Nicholson against Wes Newton. Stephen Bunting against Gary Anderson. Gary Anderson been to the zoo today, Rod. Phil Taylor, Michael Smith. I mean, that's a standout one, isn't it? Repeat the World Championship tie.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, Dan. I mean, you've got Michael Smith, he's the young kid that's come through, youth world champion, and he's beaten Phil Taylor the last 2 visits. So that's going to be on his mind, it's going to give him confidence. What he's got to do, he's got to get in front of Taylor. Put Taylor a little bit on the back foot and give himself confidence. But if Taylor gets in front, then he knows how to finish these youngsters off. But Smith's got a good chance, but he's got to win, be in front of that first session.
And of course we've got Adrian Lewis, two-time world champion and the standout performer so far, 110.5 average against Andrew Gilding. He'll be taking on Mervyn King. Charlie from BetVictor, tell us what odds you've got for the night session.
Yeah, I think we'll see a special evening of darts on Wednesday. Come Wednesday, toss of a coin. Basically, we have no idea. There, Paul Nicholson and Wes Newton not at his best, but through to the last 16. Stephen Bunting and Gary Anderson, one of the stellar games of the evening. Talking of stellar games, surely this is the one. Phil Taylor looking for revenge, the 15-time champion, looking against Michael Smith, 14-time champion. Rod, I've already given the trophy on Sunday night. Michael Smith 3-1, Adrian Lewis, form player against Mervyn King 100-30. But it's really, I think that's a stellar. I didn't think Tuesday night's games were particularly competitive. I'll tell you one thing, I think we'll get a better evening's darts. Taylor versus Smith, most 180s. That, of course, is the combined total, 5-2 for Taylor versus Smith. And this is probably the most contentious one. Interesting, if you remember going back to Phil Taylor's first round victory, the one thing he wanted, he said there would be a 9-darter. He thought that between him, Smith and Taylor, they would get a 9-darter. Remember, it's 18-1 for them, either of them to get one. It's 25-1 for Taylor, 33-1 for Smith. But I think Taylor, he's like an elephant. He never forgets. Of course, he got beaten in the World Championship. Of course, he got beaten in Gibraltar. He wants revenge. I think he'll score very, very powerfully. I think 8-1 is an insult for the great man, and as well, highest average of the night, over 1.5, over 101.5. I think it will be Phil Taylor as well. 5-6 that for me, but that is my picks. And of course, we did quite well. We had 2 out of the 3 on Tuesday evening, and Rod had a very, very good winner as well. Taylor versus Smith specials. I think it's fair to pick this game because I think it's the game of the last 16. Taylor to win most 180s and to have the highest checkouts, 11-4. Well, do you think again it's a third victory maybe for Michael Smith? Smith to win most 180s and the highest checkout at 10-1. But as I say, Rod had a 5-2 winner last night, and let's see what his Harrington's hotspots are for Wednesday evening.
Well, I'm going for a couple of doubles and a single. Newton against Newton and Anderson to win. That pays 7-4. I mean, I know Newton against Nicholson. Flick of a coin, really. I just think that Newton will turn up and edge that one. Anderson, I think, will win it on the scoring. Smith hit the most 180s against Phil Taylor. I think that's a real must, that is. And Anderson to do the same against Bunting, pays 9-4. And Phil Taylor to have the highest average on the night at 10-11. I think he's going to have about 103, 104 average because he's got to set his stall out against this young man. His leg-on-leg consistency will give him the highest average.
Well, there you go, an incredible night of darts lined up for you, and a few little tips there as well to try and make some money off it. We have been sending our roving reporter Sammi Marsh about all over the place. She's been speaking to John Part as part of our Twitter takeover, getting your favourite dart players to answer your questions.
Hi, I'm Sammi Marsh and we're doing the Twitter takeover. Today I have John Part, 3-time world champion, also the most intelligent man in darts. How are you, John?
Yeah, feeling dopey.
So we're going to do some questions. So Jonathan has sent in, out of the 3 world titles, which final is your most memorable?
My 2003 win with Phil Taylor, he had won 8 years in a row, so forget about being beaten any round, but I beat him in a final, and so that was pretty special. And it was a good match as well, and we went all the way almost just about, so yeah.
And Rob has sent in, what was the toughest match of your career?
2 years earlier with Phil, 2000.
We're talking a lot about Phil here. It's supposed to be passion.
Well, that's one thing leads to another. We got it the wrong way around. But yeah, in 2001, I had a really good tournament and had a lot of tough opponents. Every round was really hard, and I got to the final, and I only won 2 legs. Beat me 7-0, and I won 2 legs in 7 sets. So that was pretty harsh. And I wasn't all that bad, but Phil was spectacular. He was 72% on doubles and stuff. It was just really hard to take, really hard to beat.
Yeah. And if you wasn't a darts player, what would you have been?
Oh dear, if I wasn't a commentator, can I go with that or no?
No, something else.
Yeah, a baseball player.
Okay.
Can I take a sports thing?
Yeah,
okay,
you're already sporty, so yeah.
I could have pointed over the fence and hit a home run for little Bobby or something, you know. See that.
And Johnny has sent in, what is the weirdest food you've had maple syrup with?
Yeah, I think at breakfast I've had it mixed with hot sauce on my food because it's all on the plate, right?
Sounds
Yeah. Oh, it's
awful.
great. Yeah. I love hot sauce anyway. So, actually, when you mix like a good Tabasco or something like that with something sweet, it's often quite good.
So there we have it. It's not only a darts player, it is also a master chef. Thank you very much.
Master consumer.
The legendary John Part and Sammi Marsh there, the only half of the walk-on girl team not to lose a fight with gravity this evening. That's it for On the Wire. Thank you very much, Rod Harrington, 2-time match play winner, and of course, BetVictor's Charlie McCann. And I believe we may have just got word from James Wade.
I'm actually going to go back to the caravan at Martinmere, and I'm going to have a barbecue.
So I think there's probably time for us all to join him. He did say everybody was invited. Hopefully Pie Man's not there. We'll be back with On the Wire tomorrow.
Blackpool is buzzing tonight. Tungsten champion around the Winter Garden. Feeling the power. Taylor's done it again.
BetVictor sponsors Sky Sports coverage of World Matchplay Darts.